I teach middle school math and Algebra 1 for high schoolers. I started teaching for the public schools back in 2001. I taught elementary for 6 years, and then I had my children and I stayed home for about 6 years. Then I went back to school and taught middle school for 4 years. And about that time, the kid's dad had heard about MMA, and he was very interested in the boys coming here. And so I decided to apply. It looked very prestigious, very beautiful campus, very high in excellence and standards. Didn't think I had a shot in getting hired here, but I did, and I put forth my best foot, and they hired me. I was thrilled, and that was 4 years ago. This is my 4th year teaching here. MMA is much more professional. It's much more higher quality. There's the higher expectations, not just for the cadets, but also for the teachers. So we're released to do what we know professionally needs to be done in the classroom. And there's an appropriate amount of oversight, but they're not like in our business every single day. And they allow us to do what we need to do with the higher expectations of parent contact and differentiating and all that within the classroom. And there's some of that in the public school, but it's a much higher expectation and level here. This is gonna sound weird, but one of my favorite parts of the day is doing my hallway duty, because I get to see all sorts of kids, and I stand in the hallway with flashcards, location facts, and I'll just have them up. And I'll have kids that I have never seen before in class, and they'll come through and they'll do the math facts. They'll be 4 or 5 steps down, and I'll hear 49 because they see it and they think about it, and they'll just yell back. And I love the interaction. And some kids will just like see me and just like look down. I'm not looking. And that's fine too. So it's just kind of a fun interaction to keep their minds working, and the variety of kids I get to see, and that is really fun. So my oldest child is a daughter, and she's special needs, and she goes to the public schools in Columbia with the state school. And then my 2 boys, I have a 7th grader and an 8th grader. And my 8th grader started in 7th grade last year. And so this is his 2nd year. And then my youngest is a brand new 7th grader this year. And so they love it for the most part. My oldest son has even said, the education here is so much better, Mom. Like, public schools are down here and MMA expectations are way up here. And it's growing pains to get them to learn to write complete sentences and check their spelling and other things that they should be doing, but they weren't always held accountable to in the public schools. And MMA is really good about that. And so to see them facing big projects from, I don't think I can do this, okay, 1 step at a time, and as a 7th grader to complete projects that I wouldn't have thought to do as a sophomore in high school necessarily. To see those achievements is awesome. And also for my oldest, I see it more because he's been here a little bit longer. But physically, like, he has slimmed down because he's doing sports. I don't think he would have done school sports in the public schools. And so now he does wrestling, he does Raiders, and he does baseball in the spring. And my youngest did soccer this fall, and now he's doing the wrestling. And for them to be that involved in doing sports and school and keeping their grades up fairly well, it's been really good. And then there's been other times that I've seen cadets, I can't think of the specific ones, but we would talk about going home for a break and coming back, and they would say, I have fun when I'm at home. I don't love it here all the time, but I know this is where I need to be. I'm better here, I make better decisions here. And yeah, it's not always fun, but this is where I need to be. And for them to recognize the good and the bad and know that all said and done, this is where they need to be is just amazing. The teachers and the CLAs and every single adult here is wanting the good things for your kids, and they want them to be successful.